Detroit, this just flipped front office chatter turned into footsteps. The kind you hear before a door swings open and a franchise takes a breath it's been holding for years. I'm saying this straight to you because it matters right now. The pathway that used to be a fantasy just lined up with need, timing, and identity. And it points to one thing that makes every third down in January feel shorter. Welcome back to Lions News Fan Report. I've got you on the inside lane tonight. I'll show you why the mood around Allen Park has shifted from be patient to be precise. Why one violent edge presence changes how offenses script the first 15. How the contract and the calendar can be navigated without blowing up 2026. And how Monday night's national stage is more than a game, it's leverage. Stay here with me, because when I drop the name and the blueprint, it will hit harder than a highlight. It will make sense. We start from the field and work backward. Detroit is already built on toughness and clarity, a quarterback who dissects the blitz, a run game that punishes light boxes, a receiver room with real chemistry, and a defense that found its voice when the edge took shape. But the last 5%, the part that wins you a championship lives in the pass rush when it becomes a promise instead of a hope. You've seen it? You felt it. Hutchinson compresses pockets, tackles overstep, quarterbacks start hitching, and then the ball still leaves on time because protection can tilt to one side and survive. That's the gap. That's the itch Detroit hasn't fully scratched. You don't need 10 changes. You need one unavoidable truth off the opposite edge. That truth wears 98, plays every snap like it owes someone money, grew up an hour north of here, and built a career on relentless. Yeah, Max Crosby. And I'm not tossing a fantasy at you. I'm laying out the scenario where this thing goes from barstool idea to front office, conversation to actual strategy with deadlines attached. The Raiders are wobbling, the vibe is brittle, and the kind of frustration you only feel when expectation meets scoreboard is creeping in. When that happens in this league, two things move faster than gossip: time horizons and willingness to listen. Detroit's pitch is simple and powerful. We are ready right now. And we can pay you in the currency you actually value: clean picks. A cost-controlled starter who fits what you want to be. And the professional respect of not trying to steal a face of the franchise player for pennies. You put that on the table, and you back it with a plan that doesn't wreck your own window. That's how grown teams operate. On the grass, the fit is football poetry. Picture 3rd and 7. Hutchinson wide, long-arming the tackle, threatening inside spin. Opposite him, Crosby in a near 9, heavy off the snap, selling outside and knifing across the face when the tackle oversets. If you chip one, you isolate the other. If you keep a tight end in, you just deleted a route and gave Ben Johnson all the time he needs to find leverage with motion and stacks when Detroit gets the ball back. And even on early downs, Crosby matters. He plays the run angry. He sets the edge like a wall with nails in it, forces everything to bubble. And that's where linebackers feast and safeties trigger. Suddenly your defense isn't surviving drives, it's choking them. That's the difference between a playoff team and a team everyone fears. Now the money, because that's where rumors die or grow legs. Crosby isn't cheap, and he isn't unprotected. He's on a heavyweight deal, and those guarantees aren't decorative. But this league has taught us two truths over the last half-decade. Cap problems are math problems, and math problems have answers when an owner decides the timeline must change. You don't hurl picks and pray. You shape the hit across years. You use options and proration to keep the core intact. And you keep your draft posture strong enough to reload, not rebuild. Detroit can do that. They've earned the right to think big because they've built the foundation correctly. That's what gives a blockbuster oxygen. You don't mortgage the house when you already own the land. You extend the wing. Let's be specific about the offer that makes someone in Vegas put the phone on speaker. One premium pick no fake value. The real thing pair with a conditional day 2 that escalates with playoff success, plus a starter on a rookie contract, who fits the next version of their defense. That's pain you can sell to a fan base if you're the Raiders. And for Detroit, it's aggressive without being reckless. The locker room would feel it instantly. It's not just another nameplate. It's a message. We're finishing the job. That message matters. Players practice different when the building announces what it believes. And I'll say this because I watch the sideline as much as the film. Championship teams carry a certain quiet. Crosby brings that edge of inevitability energy. He plays like the game owes him answers. Put that next to Hutch, that quiet gets louder. There's also the human part that fans understand better than algorithms. Crosby is a Michigan guy. Eastern Michigan fingerprints. That's not a trade machine detail. That's a real-world anchor. Home isn't just a place you come back to. It's a purpose you bring with you. Guys who return to that kind of soil play like they're paying off a debt to the streets that made them. Detroit's culture aligns with that energy. Work, accountability, no excuses. It's a clean fit. The timing lines up with the schedule, too. National lights change how the league thinks about you. When Detroit handles blitz and wins situational football with the whole country watching, you don't just collect a W. You collect leverage. It lets you say out loud to anyone who takes your call, we're one edge from making quarterbacks feel the game from warm-ups. The better you are in prime time, the louder that message rings. That's why tonight isn't just another Monday. It's a statement night. It's also why the reveal belongs here, now after the groundwork. This isn't some empty tease. The Lions are preparing the conditions to go get Max Crosby. That's the move. That's the thesis. Not blind hope strategy. Not fantasy fit, cost, and timing working together. The calendar might force patience. Guarantees might demand creativity. The other side might posture. Fine. Detroit can play the long game without losing the short one. Keep stacking wins, keep your draft capital sharp, keep your cap flexible, and stay ready for the window when pain meets payoff. That's how smart teams land sharks. Before I close, I want you with me on the numbers and the nerve. Would you push in a first, a conditional second tied to a playoff round, and a young starter if it seals it? Do you protect the future at all costs and ride with internal growth, trusting a midseason pickup elsewhere? Tell me your red lines. Tell me your package. I'm here to read them and challenge them, because this fan base is the engine of the team, and these conversations shape how we all think when the notification hits. And here's my own clear-eyed verdict. The Lions should push, not beg. They should make the call, lay out disciplined terms, and be comfortable walking away if the price crosses the line, where you start losing the very balance that makes this team dangerous. Meanwhile, keep winning. Keep teaching. Keep amplifying what already works. Blitz answers on offense, gap integrity, and communication on defense, and the situational clean football that wins you January. If the Raiders' crack in history says losing has a way of doing the cracking, Detroit must be first in line and best prepared. Because on tape and in tone, Max Crosby is the finishing piece that turns pressure into inevitability and inevitability into takeaways. If you feel that in your gut like I do, say it below, stamp your price, and tell me what you refuse to give. And if you want these deep, fast breakdowns the minute the stories shift, lock in with me, subscribe to Lions News Fan Report. Hit the like, drop your comment, and keep the alerts on. I'm here for the truth, the plan, and the ride. And tonight, Detroit, the ride got real.